everyone. Welcome to the lecture series of Mobile Computing and Wireless Communication. I am instructor Ms. Alpa Rupala. So today we are going to learn about the spread spectrum. So topics to be covered today, we will learn first of all what is spread spectrum, the advantages of it, then after the type of spreading techniques, different types of spreading technique. Then after, in that we will learn about frequency hopping spread spectrum in detail. So first of all, what is spread spectrum? But before that, why we are requiring spread spectrum? So there are several problems in communication system. The first problem is we are not utilizing the channel bandwidth effectively in narrow band system. Second disadvantage, we must minimize the transmission power what we are feeding to our antenna for the electric or electromagnetic wave signal propagation. Then security, then channel should be immune to any kind of external noise. Okay, so basically these all are several problems in communication system, and the answer to all this problem is spread spectrum modulation. Means we are spreading our signal into the broad bandwidth. Likewise, the first is we are not utilizing our channel bandwidth effectively. So our spread spectrum signal, what it is doing? So basically we are having very lower or narrow bandwidth signal. We are spreading that signal into available bandwidth. So our signal will behave like any pseudo random noise signal. So basically the efficient utilization of bandwidth will be done. Okay, because our signal is a kind of noise signal, so it will just require very lesser amount of transmission power. Then security purpose, for security, while we are converting our signal from the narrow band to broadband, we can have some security code mechanism. So our data will be secured also. And last one, that we can filter out the original signal and we can regenerate our original signal. So the noise can be filtered out easily. So we can say that our system is very immune to noise. So all this problem is solved in a single answer, that is the spread spectrum. So we can see that in x-axis we are having the frequency and in y-axis we are having the power spectrum density, that is PSD. The narrow band signal is represented as a white high sharp, okay, and the spreaded signal is represented as a gray ground waves. So basically you can see that our whole bandwidth is occupied by our signal. So the previous one is narrow band and next one is broadband. Characteristic, as I have told you earlier, that spread spectrum signal is a pseudo random signal. It just appears like a random noise signal. It occupies a large bandwidth because we are spreading it over available bandwidth. So it requires very lesser amount of transmission power. Next, it is using some kind of coding, so the security fundamental will be carried out, and we can separate the noise and original signal by regenerating the broadband signal into narrowband signal at the receiver side, and then after we can filter out the noise. So these all are the characteristic of the spread spectrum. Now the next is block diagram of spread spectrum. So we can see this is the block diagram, in which first of all we are having the input. From the input we are sending the whole data, that original bit data, to the channel encoder. Then after we are giving to the modulation for conversion purpose from narrow band to broadband. Okay, and then after this is the pseudo for that particular matter we can have the pseudo random pattern generator. Okay, this is the generalized formula for spreading technique. We can have different types of spread spectrum technique, and the block diagram of each and every technique will be different. So basically input will be provided to the encoder, then after it will be given to the modulator. Modulator will have another input as a pseudo random pattern generator, and then after it will directly go to the transmission channel for the transmission purpose. Now at the receiver side we can have a totally different and a totally invert fundamental. Likewise, the first step in transmission side was encoding, and then after second step was modulation. So at the receiver side, first of all we will demodulate the signal with the same pseudo random pattern generator. Okay, and then after we can give that the output, that broadband to narrowband output to the channel decoder, and we can also filter out the data by adding the filter at the end of it, and then after we can get our original signal. Okay, original data. So this is the process or block diagram of spread spectrum. Now the next one is type of spreading technique. So basically we can have two type of spreading technique. On the basis of two types we can divide it. Like first one is averaging system type, second one is avoidance system type. In averaging system type we are basically averaging the interference over the long period. But in avoidance systems type we are just ignoring that signal is having any kind of interference. So on these two bases we are having the type of spreading technique, the spread spectrum modulation according to averaging type and avoidance type. The according to averaging type, the type is DSSS, that is direct sequence spread spectrum. Second one, according to avoidance type, frequency hopping spread spectrum, chirp, time hopping spread spectrum, and hybrid. So basically this all spreading technique is having some unique formulation in that. Likewise, the DSSS is XORing the data bit by bit by any chipping sequence. Okay, we will discuss the DSSS in detail in next lecture. Then after the FHSS, that is frequency hopping spread spectrum, in which our data or our signal is modulated according to the different frequency. We are giving some different frequency. We are sending our data on some different frequency over a different period of time or shorter period of time. Okay, so on that basis we can have modulation, that is FHSS, frequency hopping spread spectrum. Okay, then after the chirp, in chirp basically what we are doing, in frequency hopping we are selecting single frequency, but in chirp we are selecting a range of frequency for modulation purpose. And next one is time hopping. In time hopping we will decide that for this amount of time we will send the signal and for this amount of time we will not send the signal. So according to it we are modulating our signal. So this is what time hopping. And last one is hybrid. Any two combination of this different type of spreading technique can be referred to as a hybrid one. So basically in this lecture we will continue regarding to the FHSS, that is frequency hopping spread spectrum. And in next lecture we will learn regarding to the DSSS, that is direct sequence spread spectrum. So continuing with this, all we have already learned. Okay, frequency hopping spread spectrum. So in frequency hopping spread spectrum, total available bandwidth will be split into many channels or smaller subband plus phase card. Okay, so after that we can have different frequency levels. Okay, so first of all we will have our data, then after we will give it to the one modulator, then after according to the modulator the next step is again modulation. We can have the frequency table. According to that frequency table we can give that table to the frequency synthesizer. Now it is a task of a frequency synthesizer to select the frequency for a transmission according to the frequency table. Okay, selection of the frequency according to the frequency table will be done by the frequency synthesizer. So the next step will be frequency hopping signal. Okay, now we are having the frequency hopped signal and that will be transmitted to the channel. Now at the receiver side, first of all, with the same frequency table and frequency synthesizer, at the receiver side we can demodulate our signal from the frequency hopped signal to the normal signal. So after that, this whole fundamental we can send our signal for noise removal into the band pass filter, and the dehooped signal will be given to for the demodulation, and in the last we can have our, after demodulation we can have our original data. So this is the whole process of frequency hopping. Now the next is types of frequency hopping. So we are having two types of frequency hopping, slow frequency hopping and fast frequency hopping. So if we talk about the slow frequency hopping and fast frequency hopping, so first of all, slow frequency hopping. In slow frequency hopping, we are having beats per hop. Sorry, hops per bit, like 3 bits per hop. That means, suppose I am having the in a frequency table a sequence of frequency to be selected as F2, F3, F1. That means, suppose I have decided that 3 bits per hop. So my first 3 bit will be given or will be modulated according to the F2 frequency. The next 3 bit will be modulated according to the F3 frequency. Then next 3 bit will be modulated according to the F1 frequency. Then again circulation pattern, next 3 bit by F2, again next 3 bit by F3, again next 3 bit by F1. So like this whole circulation, our 3 bit data will be sent to the modulation according to this sequence. So we can see an example like 0 1 0. Okay, 0 1 0 will be modulated according to the F2 frequency. Then after 1 1 and 1 will be modulated according to the F3 frequency, and next suppose there is any data, then it will be modulated according to the F1 frequency. So the next is what? We are having two terms, that is beat period and dwell time. So whatever time period your channel is occupying for a single bit transmission is known as the beat period, and on what amount of time your channel is on the same frequency will be referred to as the dwell time. So in slow hopping, basically your bit time will be lesser than the dwell time, but in fast frequency hopping your bit time will be lesser than the dwell time. So basically in fast hopping, what we are doing, for a single bit transmission we are selecting multiple frequency for the modulation. For single bit transmission, multiple frequency for the modulation. Likewise our example, suppose for odd number of 0 I have selected the frequency beat or sequence as F1, F3, F2. For even number of 0 I have selected as F3, F2, F3. So according to it my data will be modulated. Okay, according to it my data will be modulated, and in this we can have the parameter or unit of it is 3 hops per bit. Okay, that means for single bit transmission we are changing 3 frequencies, 3 different frequencies for the modulation purpose. So what is the advantage of having fast hopping? Basically the synchronization is very difficult, but the advantage is we can have a very strong and secure signal which no one can even though hack. Because our data is not transmitted on a single frequency, it is being transmitted and jumping to different frequencies. So this is the concept of frequency hopping spread spectrum. Slow frequency hopping and fast frequency hopping. So today we had learned regarding to the spread spectrum, types of spread spectrum, in which FHSS in detail. Now in next lecture we will learn regarding to the DSSS in detail. So thank you. We will meet in our next lecture.